I recently reviewed 13 Ghosts on my main channel. You watched it, right? Awesome, cool. I'm gonna do a 13 Ghosts tier list of all the ghosts. Okay, so I've been kind of trying to figure out what way I want to do this. I think I'm gonna do it twice. But the first one's going to be really fast because I didn't want to weigh in what they did in the movie because that just automatically demolishes like half of this cast with ease. I am going to do one quickly regarding their role in the movie, but then I'm going to do another tier list where all I'm weighing in are their looks, their backstory, and how scary they are. Nothing to do with what the they did in the movie. Simply if I just went off their little backstories that they had in the special features. But quickly, let's just do, if I was taking into consideration what they did in the movie. As you can see, I have the angry princess in here 3 times. That's just because I like her. So this is going to be real easy. Torso, automatic D tier. I think he was in 1 frame of that movie. Maybe less. he's in 1 frame. They popped him in. There was a yelling sound effect. I think that was it. If he was in another frame, sick, dude. I didn't see it. He was just there, and they're like, yeah, look at this, crazy. No attention paid to it whatsoever. Dire Mother, also D tier. Did nothing, was just alongside the great child. Just fucking NPC vibes. Never did anything except look up. That was about it. Angry Princess, I guess since she's here fucking 19 times, we might as well answer this question. She didn't really do shit either. She was present a lot of the time. She took a bath in blood and was about to stab Shannon Elizabeth and then was somehow stopped by Arthur. Even though he really didn't stop anything. She was raising up like she was gonna kill her. In theory, she should have killed her. But I don't understand why Arthur would stop that. There wasn't like a flare or he didn't do anything. He didn't set anything off. She kind of pussy at the end of the day. She could have killed her. I don't think she ended up stabbing anybody. She was just a scary, hot piece of ass in the movie. She didn't even kill the lawyer. She just kind of, by chance, ended up walking him down to where he got split in half by the glass fucking wall. So, I don't think I can rank the Angry Princess that high if I'm taking in her movie consideration. I'll put her at B tier. She was present. She was there. I think that's the highest I can give her. Pilgrimess. She was in 1 chase down sequence. That was really it. She looks great, but I'm going to save that stuff more for the second round. I think in this movie, C tier. She was present. She was a threat. She was a threat at one point in the movie, so I put her C tier for the movie. Same with the fucking great child. He stood there with the dire mother, didn't really do much else, even though he had that fat ass axe just ready to go banana brazy. Withered Lover, a fucking dog shit. Don't care what you did in the movie, D tier. Torn Prince, he got into a little scuffle with Dennis. I didn't really buy into him being a threat, even though he technically was. I'm gonna put his ass at C tier, just because this is me definitely weighing some bias in that I'm gonna talk about in the second run of this tier list. Firstborn son, he was there a lot. I don't know why. He was there a lot. He was just kind of like a visual, like, whoa, is that an arrow? And like Dennis was all scared. He was like, whoa, we're behind enemy territory. It's like, bro, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do, Dennis? Because he didn't do shit. He was just kind of like a roadblock. And it was like, all right, well, I guess we'll go this way. I guess just because of its screen time, which fucking towers over many of the girls, I'll put him C tier, I guess. Bound Woman, once again, just a roadblock, nothing more. She tried to bait in Bobby a few times, so I respect her trying to fuck him over, but I'll give her C tier. Hammer, now we got the 3 fucking goblins here at the end. Hammer killed Dennis, which makes me sad, but I mean, he was at least fucking with everybody too, trying to get them all fucking shook out of place. I'll give him A tier. Jackal had a huge show out, snatched up Shannon Elizabeth, show a little side boo for the boys, and then he also fucked up Arthur in the back, which was a good time. Enjoyed that up top. So go S tier. Juggernaut had a pretty cool death. I mean, snapping Dennis in half. I don't know. He was just kind of toted as the big final boss. You're the last ghost being released. So it's pretty cool. So I'll put you S tier too. And this is my tier list of how they did in the movie and if I was ranking them from what I saw in the movie. That's the tier list. Now, we're going to reset this shit. We're resetting because now we're going to go off just lore looks. How scary they are. So now we can take away what the movie ruined them with and see what we can do here. Let's start with the Angry Princess. She was a very insecure woman who ended up mutilating herself because she just got driven to such a crazy point after working in a surgery clinic. She doesn't have a crazy unique look, right? Like being cut up, nothing crazy new, right? Bloody knife, tits out. That's next level. Taking in her story and how scary she is, I think I would go C tier for now. Let me see where else everything kind of falls in. Torso, I'm sorry, Torso. I gotta dog you again on this one. Like, I didn't even have to run through your backstory anyways. You were a fucking shitty bookie who couldn't keep up his end of the bargain, got chopped up, fucking thrown away. you're really just a prop. I'm sorry, Torso. They did you dirty on this one. You're just a prop amongst these ghosts, so I'm still knocking you in D tier. Pilgrimess. I think the Pilgrimess looks great. I think she has a fairly okay story. It's nothing crazy. I think she's a witch. It's really it. But I think her look is great, and I think she looks fucking terrifying. So her story holds her back a little bit, so I'm not sure where I want to place her here between B and A. I don't know. I think I'm going to go B for now. Like I said, I may have to see where everybody lies at the end here. Dire Mother. So you were in a freak show. The tall man did unspeakable things to you, but you're just a short mother who really loves her child. I can't say you're that creepy. As far as your looks, yeah, I gotta pop you right there with the Torso. I think the Great Child does a lot of the heavy lifting here in terms of the scariness between you two. Like, I know you guys are supposed to be a package deal, but since I'm splitting you up, it makes you look whack as hell. But Great Child, he's big as fuck. Intimidating. He's got the fucking axe. He chopped up a bunch of carnies. You know he can put in work. I'm not overpowering that guy, even if he does have pea soup all over his bib. I like that he was driven by the death of pretty much all he knew, which was his mother, and he went fucking bananas. He looks intimidating. I don't know if he looks scary, but he looks intimidating as fuck. There wasn't really a whole lot there except the bib play, right? In terms of what they did with him. Damn, yeah, no, I can't put him up at the Pilgrimess. I'm gonna keep him here with the Angry Princess in C tier. Withered Lover, D tier, I don't fucking care. You're just a burn victim. You weren't meant to be scary. You're just meant to be tragic. That's what you are. There's nothing else to you. You were just caught in a fire. There's no cool story there. Torn Prince. See, I was never really sold on the Torn Prince, even with his story, because I didn't say this in the review, but in the special features, they don't talk about the guy cutting his brake line. I read that online, so I think there's certain differences depending where you're getting your information, because I guess wherever it was printed, I don't know, right? But in the DVD, he just gets into a drag race with another greaser, and then he just happens to get into a car accident, and like, that's it. The brake line story is more interesting, but that's not what's on the special features, so I'm not really sure what to weigh in. But even then, I mean, he just kind of got. But his gimmick is like, wow, but I'm a baseball player, so I can really swing this hammer well, even though I couldn't kill fucking Weasley Dennis with it. And scary, I mean, it's just, this is what I see like at a haunted house. So I'm not really fucking with the Torn Prince. I'm not even sure I would put him on this level. I'm gonna throw Torn Prince D. That might be hot take. I'm gonna throw him in D. It's just because I don't really fuck with him. I see nothing there. It's just like, yeah, I get it. Dazed and Confused, dude. Super sick. Firstborn Son. Scary? No, I would beat the fucking brakes off the Firstborn Son. I'd grab him by the arrow and start pulling him around like a baby toy and just fucking launch him. So he's not really scary, but I do like his backstory. He was just a fucking bratty kid who was obsessed with Cowboys Indians, so he's always dressed up, and he just took an arrow to the face because he was a cocky little shit. The arrow, it is a fun gimmick, fucking having it, just a kid with an arrow in his head. I'm gonna have to pop him at C, because like, it's weird to say that I like him as a ghost more than I like the Torn Prince. The Torn Prince to me is just so fucking, he's too generic. I don't mess with him. The Bound Woman. Okay, Bound Woman, cool story. I like the backstory. She was a whore. She cheated on the football player, and he just fucking, he went bananas. She created a monster. He might have been a monster already, but she definitely did not help, and he ended up just fucking snapping her neck. And I think her look is great. I think the maggots are a fun little touch. The prom dress, like, I think they definitely killed it on the Bound Woman. And even the way she's presented, where she's just always like this, there's almost no other emotion that she can display. I'm just dead and hung. This is just what it is. I think that's dope. I think she's scary. I think her backstory's fun. I kind of want to pop her A tier. I think she goes above the Pilgrimess because her backstory carries her. And the Pilgrimess backstory I don't really care for. So I'm going to pop her A tier. First A tier, baby. And once again, we're up to the 3 fucking goons over here, which I'm fairly certain will be one of our first S tiers. Okay, so the Hammer. The Hammer's backstory was accused of stealing. They ended up fucking killing his family. So he went and he made them all melted butter. And then they basically fucking crucified his ass, slamming nails into him. Looks-wise, great. Sick look. They nailed it on it. He is scary. He's intimidating as hell. Like when the Hammer's coming down the corridor and he's got the hammer for a hand, I think that's cool, even though I wasn't able to fucking see it in the movie. I think that's awesome. So the Hammer's just sick. The backstory makes sense. I like that he used to be a good boy and then they fucked him up. Yeah, I gotta go S tier on the Hammer. He's a fucking dog, baby. Jackal. It's hard not to go S tier on Jackal immediately. I already explained about his backstory. I think his backstory's fucking dope. He used to be a fucking monster. He fucking threw himself in an asylum trying to fix himself. He only got worse there because no one obviously gave a fuck about trying to fix him. He had a straitjacket. They talk about how it contorted his limbs because they had to keep it on permanently because they couldn't trust him. He started to gnaw, so they threw the cage on his face. Like, his look, fucking beautiful. Great look. Terrifying, bro. Being on set with this man, seeing him turn a corner, I'd shit brickaronis. Phenomenal backstory. Had like a little character arc in there, a little emotion in his fucking backstory out of all people. You know, even if I'm cheating and weighing in the movie, the shot where, I wish I mentioned this in the review too, the shot where Shannon Elizabeth is being dragged by Kalina and Arthur, and so her head's tilted back, and she's looking at the Jackal, so they have an upside down shot of the Jackal fucking like, you know, like penguin running towards her. It's a great shot, and once again, they fucked it up with the editing, but that's a terrifying shot, fucking Jackal running towards you. So Jackal's S tier, and it's genuinely not a question. Scary, great looks, great backstory, S tier. Juggernaut, I think the Juggernaut has a great look. I like that he's tall as fuck. Even though you could criticize me here and be like, hey, you know, that's 2 haunted house workers here. One of them is clearly more intimidating, and that's the Juggernaut. I mean, he looks like he could be like in a fucking Dead Space game. How abnormal they made him seem. The color of his fucking grim skin, like even the little junkyard thing is a fun attention to detail, even though I know, oh yeah, this guy's got the fucking college jacket. But he's just like, yo, fuck the Torn Prince, dude. So Juggernaut's sick. They built him up to be basically like the final boss. He had to take 50 rounds just to go down. The way he just is able to just tear people apart just with his fucking bare hands. It's a cool backstory. I think he looks scary. I like the bullet holes. It's hard not to pop him S tier. So let me organize these now. Withered Lover, I think, is automatically going to be last. I don't even think it's a question. There's not, like, she's not even supposed to be this, right? She's not supposed to be a part of this. She's kind of just like, yeah, it's just Arthur's wife, who gives a shit. I think I was going to immediately throw Torso there, but I think the Dire Mother's, like, her gimmick is just that she's little. And her story is just, it's a story of tragedy, but she's just not really scary. She works well as the package deal with the Great Child, but her alone, just nothing. So I think I'm going to pop her there. And between the Torn Prince and the Torso, I would have to put the Torso there because, like I said, the movie really just used him as a quick 2-second prop. I mean, yes, is it weird to see a torso, but, you know, is it something I would see at fucking Spirit Halloween? Maybe it was cool at the time, but now it's just, it's so much nothing, but still more than the Dire Mother and the Withered Lover. So Torn Prince would be the leader of the D tier there. C tier, I have Firstborn Son, Great Child, and the Angry Princess. Between Angry Princess and Great Child, looks and scary wise, Angry Princess just beats out Great Child here, even though I do like the Great Child story more. I'm still going to give the edge to Angry Princess here, so she would be above the Great Child, and both of them just beat out the Firstborn Son. I mean, he barely squeaked it. B tier, Pilgrimess is untouched. A tier, Bound Woman, untouched. S tier, I mean, you heard how much praise I gave to the Jackal. I think he is the best ghost out of all 13 ghosts. And between the Hammer and the Juggernaut, I like the Hammer's look more. In terms of story, the Hammer story and the Great Child story are similar. Their family was taken away from them, so then they went on a rampage, killing people, and then they were punished for it. It's really the same shit. And I'm sure there's other similarities between other people's stories, right? But I think that kind of hurts the Hammer, because the Juggernaut has his own unique story, even though he also had loss, and then that's what drove him to be this person. He lost his dad, that he just started fucking murdering people, but it wasn't for revenge. He just went crazy and started murdering people, tearing them apart with their bare hands. This is tough. Who's more scary? I think the Hammer's intimidating, but I think the Juggernaut would be more like, I'm thinking I'm in the house and I'm looking down the corridor. Who would I rather see? And I think I'm choosing the Hammer. I don't want to see the Juggernaut. I don't want to come toe to toe with the Juggernaut. Because remember, the motherfucker's like supposed to be like 7 feet tall. Yeah, no, I think the Juggernaut is scarier. I think the Juggernaut's got to pass up the Hammer. Even though I do like the look of the Hammer more, I think everything else, the Juggernaut just kind of takes the cake there. Ooh, yeah, that one's close. That might be the closest fucking bout there, but I'm going to keep it there. So, the best to worst. The Jackal, the Juggernaut, the Hammer, the Bound Woman, the Pilgrimess, the Angry Princess, the Great Child, the Firstborn Son, the Torn Prince, the Torso, the Dire Mother, and the Withered Lover. That is my order. Please feel free to debate in the comments. I welcome all criticism, even though you're wrong. No, but seriously, if you got a good reason as to why or why not someone should be there. I can already kind of smell a few of the arguments here, if you give a fuck enough about this. But yeah, that's my tier list. Fucking 13 Ghosts. Go watch the 13 Ghosts review if you didn't watch it. If you did watch it, go watch it again. Why not? Fuck it. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and as always, I am Mr. GG, and I am out.